Here's my brand new indoor cycling setup that I built 2 weeks ago and on which I have been using the most realistic cycling app, ROUVY. So I thought it could be quite interesting to walk you through the first ride experience to see what you can expect from it, what it's like, what possibilities you have or don't have in ROUVY, plus what I really like about ROUVY in general as someone who's just starting with indoor cycling. But before I'll jump onto the bike, I'm gonna pick up a very special package which hopefully will transform this setup to the brand new level. However, I think you won't guess what that is because it's quite bizarre, to be honest. Anyway, let's go for it. So I'm pretty much sure you were not expecting I'm talking about flour. It looks real though, even though it's a maquette, so I'm planning to put it right into the corner behind the setup, so we will see if it will fit there, but fingers crossed it will. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside first so I don't destroy anything, and now we will try to put the flour over there. So let's see. Ooh. Change of plans. As you can see, this looks super weird and the flour is squeezed into the corner, so we're gonna take that and put it into the second corner over there. I'm gonna leave it for Eva, which this was a secondary plan. So I'm gonna quickly remove it. Hopefully I will find something different which I can put either to the corner or to the wall. And now it's time to show you ROUVY. Let's go. It's kinda heavy though. So let's go. Well, this looks still a little bit weird as well, but Eva is gonna polish that and it will look amazing, I'm sure. So now, let's go to ROUVY. I'm already in the ROUVY main menu as I skipped the sign up and download process, but it is super simple. You just go to rouvy.com, then you can choose your free trial to test things out before you actually decide to pay for it, and you can download the app. Then on the first launch, ROUVY asks you to connect your smart trainer and then you're basically ready. But before I'll start riding, I just want to mention two main reasons why I decided for ROUVY in the first place. Firstly, the app co-founders and the company was founded and created here in Czech Republic. So I just wanted to support local team, local company and proudly use it, I would say. And secondly, from a beginner cycle perspective, I just like more the idea of riding on a realistic routes in the world rather than using Zwift, which is more game-like and not super realistic in terms of the world you're riding in, at least in my opinion, but I do understand that Zwift has other advantages compared to ROUVY as well, but I personally prefer ROUVY. Anyway, now into ROUVY's experience. As you can see, I'm in the ROUVY main menu and this is basically the screen you see once you launch the ROUVY. But when you launch it for the very first time, you get this one onboarding ride, which I had in my previous video, if you're curious. It's super simple, it's super short, but you can skip it if you want. It's just learning you the basics, how the smart trainer and ROUVY works in cooperation. And then once you finish the onboarding or you skip it, you go to this screen and you basically can use ROUVY whatever you like. But before I'll go straight into the different categories and roads and all of that, I just want to briefly mention what you can do here in terms of the settings and how ROUVY works. And I would start here right at the top, which you can see the sensors. I have three things connected, which is heart rate monitor. I have the Garmin one on my chest and this is the smart trainer, both of these. Obviously this is super important to have the smart trainer connected, but basically when I was launching the ROUVY for the first time, it asks me and basically found my smart trainer via Bluetooth in a matter of seconds. And once it was connected, I don't need to do anything else, and every time I launch ROUVY, it's already connected. So that's a good thing, and I don't need to double check this. And also the connection of a heart rate monitor was pretty much the same, easy as well. Then here on the left top corner, you can click on the menu, and then here's your profile and further settings you can go to. I would point out the settings right here. which is basically like the settings you want to use ROUVY in. So for example, the camera distance or graphics quality, which I set to very high, and then another further settings. I won't go through detail in each of them, but as you can see, it's a lot of them that you can set. Then here's also the customization, where I actually only dropped myself for a minute and I didn't change anything just yet. Just very briefly, let's for example change the helmet. Yeah, this one looks pretty cool in the white color. I like that. And for example, if I go to the wheels, for example here, you can see these prices for like more better variants. I currently have these 7,000 ROUVY coins, I guess they call it ROUVY coins or ROUVY points, and I'm pretty poor, I can say. Let's switch, for example, these default ones to some of them. Maybe I already received some from my intro riding, so let's try this one. Select it. So yeah, you can here change whatever you like and like upgrade your rider. Let's also try to change the jersey. So this is the official one, 2023. And you can actually change the color. So yeah, let's go for this one. And it would be also great to change the bibs, yeah, here. So let's go again to the white variant. It would be also cool now to change the frame of the bike. So let's go again back and let's see. There is a lot of frames, but I'm afraid I'm gonna need to stay with the basic one I have, ROUVY bike. So let's just change the color. And yeah, let's make it white as well. Okay, so let's go back, and as I mentioned, you can change quite a lot of things here, which is cool. And my current go-tos, as I had like I think 5 or 6 rides already, and you can see I'm on the 6th level. This is the bike I have and all the things. There are some notifications, the rides I finished, some achievements completed, like burn 2050 kilocalories. So this is like the gamification you get from ROUVY. And yeah, here are possibly some friends. I do not have any friends here, which is really sad to say, but I think it's gonna change, as Marty, like the friend who helped me to build this indoor setup, is also getting into ROUVY pretty soon. So hopefully that will change. And yeah, basically my go-to action I do when I launch ROUVY is that I don't do these challenges and weekly goals and everything just yet. But I will show you that, and that you can go to these challenges where they are like recommended for you, some probably beginner ones which I haven't really dived deeper into. But what I do is I go into routes, and here it's getting interesting, at least for me. There are some recommended routes. You can see, for example, this Colombia Stage 1 Tatacoa Desert. Then you can see like the distance. This is the profile of the route, which can be displayed also here. So you can see it's like all the way uphill. This is the ETA, which is an acronym for estimate time of arrival. So how long it will probably take you. And the ROUVY coins, as I mentioned, which are here. I'm not really sure now if the ETA is like for me based on my performance in ROUVY, or it is like in general, like for example, riders on the 6th level probably finish it in 47 minutes. I'm not really sure how this works, so we will see in the upcoming rides how this will change, if it will change. And then here on the top you can see like there are some Strava live segments, augmented reality, and 2K is the quality of the video you get. And this is the 19 like live person who are actually riding on that road, which like you won't be affected by, but you can see them on the roads and you can interact with them as well. So here are many routes and like collections. As you can see, for example, here there is some route collection which is like divided into 10 routes. I can like open it and you will see there's plenty of them, super realistic. Oh, there's also Czech Tour. So yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of it, but my go-to strategy is that I go into search, and it's not that I would be searching for some specific route, because I don't really know what are the routes in the world. And this is getting really interesting, at least for me, because I can filter that I don't want to be riding, for example, longer than 60 minutes. So I usually go into these 30-60 minutes because I'm a beginner, so I can't be riding that much, at least at the beginning. And here you can also choose the profile of the road. So I go with flat because I'm recording this video, and even though it will be flat, it will be pretty intense for me, I guess, to be talking to you and still riding. So let's go with flat. And then the filter kind of shows you the exact results which are suited for the filter you just set. For me, like a few days ago, I accidentally came upon Lake Como, which is in Italy, and you can also as well like use the search here. Here's the along Lake Como route in Italy, and I choose Lake Como because we were there with our friends a few months ago in May. So I just want to see, like, from my own perspective, some route where I was before ROUVY, and I want to like compare the realistic routes or basically the atmosphere, and also kind of see the memories because I've been there. So I thought it could be quite interesting to take you on this specific road. So let's go. You can open it. And as you can see, I've already edited into my favorites, so I'm gonna remove it, and you can see I just did this, and I already have downloaded. So what you can see in other routes, for example, if I click here, you can see that I'm able to download it. So I'm just gonna download, and then you can choose the quality of the video. So basically, as I mentioned, you're downloading like the video, which will be stored in your computer, and then you can easily remove it, so it's not like taking you space on your computer. I always go with 2K variants, and I would love to see even 4K, but I do understand it's not that easy to create it. So let's go back to the Lake Como variant. And yeah, here you can see further details. So it's in Italy, average grade, the elevation, yeah, that's the word I couldn't remember. It's not profile, it's elevation. Online riders, rating. This is the rating of the other riders who actually finished this route. And here you can, if you want to like watch the route before you actually like start riding. I don't do that because I want to be kind of surprised, so that's not the option I choose. And here you would see some trailer video, like the preview, similar routes. And here you can go either the option just right, or you can select this one where you can choose if it will be the just right option, which is the first one, or time trial, which is the option I haven't tried just yet. So I'm gonna stay with just right. And here are the two options you can go with. The first one is virtual partners. So if I'm gonna click on add, these are like real people who finished the track or the route, and you can like add them to your road and be following them, or like see them and be riding with them, even though they are not technically and live on that road. Or you can add ghost riders. So let's say I would love to add 3 of them, and what that does is let like ahead of you, slightly behind you, ride the amount of riders you choose, and you're basically not riding alone, which was quite convenient for me. But one more important thing I realized is that these ghost riders, they do adapt to your speed. So obviously when I added them, I wanted to be first, and when I was like riding faster and faster and faster, they were getting faster as well. And then I was like, okay, I think this works exactly this way as I described. So then I went like on the ROUVY website, I double checked that, and it was exactly this way. So just be aware of that they are like adapting to your speed, and that's why I'm not gonna add them, because this route I'm gonna do a very easy ride, hopefully, even though when I'll be speaking to you and commenting the ride. So without any further ado, let's go click on ride, and we are getting started. And yeah, as you can see, I'm right at the start. There are also other people either waiting or already riding. And this is like the first screen you see, default settings. I never changed the camera position or anything like that. As you can see, until I start pedaling, it won't move me. I'm this one right here as we changed the kit and the jersey. So this is me, and the time hasn't started yet. Here you can see the connected heart rate monitor, and this is basically the profile of the route. You can see other people on it as well. Here you can see the distance which is remaining, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So enough of talking and start riding. So as you can see, when I'm start pedaling, I immediately started to pedaling in the ROUVY app as well, and I'm moving. Here's the time at the right at the top, which is already started counting. Now I can, if I would want to, pause it. So now the time is stopped, and I can, for example, go to toilet or do basically anything, or I can click again to continue and be riding again. Then here on the left hand side you can see the elevation profile, and these are the nearby users who are already on the track as well, which you can see them also here on this timeline, and this blue one is me, and then you can see I'm already moving towards the goal. I think it will be pretty intense to be riding and speaking, but let's see. By the way, here in Czech Republic it's 1st of December, so the weather like is now in Italy, in ROUVY. Would be nice, but obviously it's not the reality, so let's enjoy it at least on 50 minutes in ROUVY app. And also I forgot to mention that here on the left hand side is the most important like metric you can watch, which is the watts here and the heart rate over there, which is, as I mentioned, connected to my chest monitor from Garmin. Then here is the speed, and that's basically it. Also here you can click on the map, which will like show you the exact position in the map, which isn't something I use regularly, but it's like nice to see very wet. So let's go back. And as I mentioned, my goal is to have like easy zone 2 ride, so everything under 130-35 heart rate, like beats per minute, which I can be watching here. So hopefully that will work out for me. So I'm just 5 minutes into the ride, cars are passing by, and this is me. I'm already like 2k in, 19 to go, and yeah, let's continue. And sometimes I forgot to watch the elevation profile on the left, but I do feel it on the trainer, so it's not like we would forget because you feel it instantly in your legs. So currently going a little bit uphill, not too much, but it's definitely not a flat one. But if there is one thing I would like want to see in ROUVY, is the music, or rather the sounds. For example, like the city sounds, or like the cars passing by, sea, or anything, because now it's completely muted. And I think it's because like the video footage you're seeing, it's coming from the car, or maybe sometimes even riders on the bike, but I think it's coming from the car, which is going slowly, and it's like basically recording the route. So if there would be some sound from the official footage, it would be mostly about like the motor engine and all of that stuff. So I think that's why there is no sound. Woo! Like riding in Italy in the 1st of December, when outside here it's like 1 degree Celsius. Oh, there's another rider, probably in pause. I'm passing another rider. Okay. This is great, this is great. But I'm also getting pretty sweaty, because no matter in Italy or here in the living room, it's getting hot, and I don't have any special air conditioning or anything like that, so I think pretty soon I'll be sweating like crazy. And when I'm riding alone, I usually don't wear the top jersey, so it's a little bit more convenient, and I don't sweat that much to the jersey, obviously. Well, I just realized I forgot to start the activity on Apple Watch, so let's turn them on. Indoor cycle, yes. Okay, let's start. I kind of missed, I just entered the Strava live segment, which you can see here on the top. So this is basically the Strava live segment, which will be then tracked. I'm definitely not racing this one or anything like that, but you can if you want to. And you can also see this Strava live segment here on the bottom, like this orange color. People are running here near the sea. It's the right proper Italian vibes. Yeah, sometimes on the road is this like virtual ROUVY branding, like start slash finish line, how you want to call it, but otherwise it's just super realistic, as I mentioned, recorded from actually being there. Yeah, and sometimes I'm still figuring this out, but I do change the position into this, which obviously I don't have the triathlon armbands or anything like that, but I can easily forget about the roll profile or like watching the screen, as you can see now in the left hand corner, that I need to change gears. It's getting harder and harder. Oh, this is probably the biggest hill I've been riding up to this point in ROUVY in general. It's 4% only, but feels like 40 for me as a beginner. Yeah, someone is returning from the beach. Come on. I'm 7 kilometers into the ride, 14 to go. And you can see it's a little bit slow, like the footage is kind of not lagging, but it's like slow, and I think it's because the actual car went much faster than like I'm actually riding, so that's why it's kind of like in the slow mode, and it's definitely not the first time I see this. So I think it will get better once my fitness level will get better and I won't be riding that slow. So we'll see. Now I'm going downhill. I realized it's somehow super easy out of nowhere. I'm almost fast as the motorcycle ahead of me. Woo! Oh, that was wild. Ooh, it's getting, like, even though when you see it, at least for me, it's always like, it's kind of scary that I need to be moving like with the rider as well, but I think it's just a matter of a few more rides. Let's go to the tunnel. Sometimes my ass area, or like the space where the sun doesn't shine, still hurts, because I wasn't used to be riding on the bike, so I still need to get used to it. And sometimes it's a little bit itchy, not itchy, or like a little bit painful, to be honest. But I do know it's about like getting the reps, getting the rides in, and it will improve, hopefully. Also here on the right hand side you can see the experiences, which are getting more and more. Now it's like 120, and once I will like complete the circle, it will give me another like ROUVY level, as I'm currently on the 6th level, which you can see here. And for example, this is 35, 18 and so on. So I'm like the biggest noob here. And this is kind of my third position I sometimes do, so it's like helping me with my back and kind of relax. And we're almost in the middle of the road. So far, not exactly in this tunnel, but so far I do like the Como Lake area, the road. And if you have favorite route in ROUVY, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to check them out. And now again you can see, as I'm riding pretty slowly, like the motorcycle is getting slow as well. Like it's not super smooth. That's sometimes, I wouldn't even say like the con of the ROUVY, because it's more of a con of myself, because I'm riding slow, and this is like a non-direct way of ROUVY telling me I'm riding slow, even though there is obviously nothing written like that or anything. That's fine, as long as I'm in the finish and then getting the lunch, I'll be just fine. But it seems to me it's like kind of favorite route, because I haven't ride on the route with so many real people, which you can see they mentioned here on the left or on the timeline. So I think this must be pretty favorite one. It can be also because it's Sunday, so maybe it can be another factor, because I usually have been riding early in the morning and during work days, so I guess not everyone is riding 5 or 6 a.m. And in the near future, I definitely want to try the FTP test and also some races, or like the challenges I show you at the very beginning in the main menu, which I'm super curious about, to see what it's all about, what it takes. So if you want to see that, you can let me know in the comments, or like subscribe to the channel. It will be pretty much appreciated. So 15k in. It's also super interesting to see like other cyclists going by, like the real riders I mean, which are recorded in the video footage. It's getting like even more realistic that you're actually somewhere on this road, because they are not only like the virtual riders with you on the ROUVY, but also obviously the cars and people in the city and everything, but also other riders, which is like super interesting and what I really like about it. And in front of me is the small city or village called Vasena. Yeah. Here's the sign, so I'm already in Vasena city. Come on, 3 kilometers to go. Cheers. You can do drafting when you add the virtual riders, as I mentioned at the very beginning, which is really helpful, but with real riders on the road, I think it's much more harder, obviously, to meet them and be riding the same tempo. There's not much people. I think Italians are having siesta probably. I'm leaving Vasena, so actually I'll be finishing the route somewhere a bit further. So let's see where the route will take me. Last 400 meters, Limonta. So we'll be finishing at Limonta, this road. 150 meters to go. And yeah, I can see the ROUVY signs. And here we go, the finish line. I'm gonna change the gears, so I will finish them at the right position. and ready to finish. Nice one. So, no, I don't want to keep pedaling to ride another route and ride. Biggest climb all time, 137 meters. So as you can see, I told you this was the biggest climb I did so far. Skip. And yeah, here you can see like the details about the route and like your performance and basically everything, like average BPM, watts, your speed. And yeah, here's the time. So I guess there was like the estimated time of arrival, which we discussed at the beginning, was like 47 minutes. I got 49. So it was pretty close, I would say. And here's, you can see the power zones in watts and the heart rate zone. So this is a little bit strange because I was checking myself. I was all the time under 130 beats per minute. So I'm not really sure how ROUVY measures the heart rate zones, because that for me would mean like zone 2, like very easily. So I'm not really sure about that one. And here I get like the experience I told you about and the coins. So that's it. I'm finished the ride. I'm already looking forward to go to have a shower, have a lunch, more importantly. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this first ride ROUVY experience and everything I showed you today. If you want to see more of this content and basically everything, how I document this newbie cycling journey, how I call it, then subscribe to the channel and I'll be looking forward to take you along with me to the next videos. Thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!